Dragon, dragonfly. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. Here we go. Were y'all hear me? I couldn't hear myself. I had to hit this button right here. I was like, oh no, audio issues. It's more like dwarf issues. Greetings, peeps, ladies and gents. I see Chris Jarvis up in here. And we are streaming live on X, Instagram, Twitch, Rumble. Yeah, man. I heard that, Chris. Yeah, Skynet by Carl Casey there. And there's Javier. A lot of talk about Skynet lately. At least around some circles I've been around. Scary stuff. Everyone have a good weekend. How was it? Hopefully it was good for you. I'm kind of in an interesting position tonight. I got a piece of equipment right next to me. And we'll get into that in a bit. Yeah, this weekend was pretty fun. We actually had a day off on Saturday. Had some family time, which is always great. And when the fam gets together, believe me, it's a party. Not your typical party where, you know, people get wasted and all that. Quite the opposite. And there's a lot of little ones in the family. And there's Woo Reezy stepping in, Fast Hemi, right in front of him. Good to see you all, my friends. We're going to be hanging out a bit here. So just a heads up, and the topic is going to get dark. So a heads up for those that are sensitive. This might not be the one for you, especially, you know, if you're going to be going to bed later. You might have to light a little incense or, you know, maybe we could do it too, make a transition to something a little more lighter. We'll try, but it's going to be kind of dark, I think. I don't know. We're just going to tap into some news I was checking out earlier and see where it takes us. And there's Chiro Sounds. How's that sound? Sounds nice. Good to see you, Chi. Hope you had a good day. Seen you, what was it, 2-3 times today, maybe in a few different chats in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. We're hanging out all day. Actually, I was hanging out quite a bit with Magneticus Attractus. We were up in Oregon hanging out. Yeah, he was live streaming. And I think I was the only one there for quite a bit. Someone else might have jumped in the stream. It was quite a long stream too. And it was cool because they were up in Oregon. I didn't know where they were at first. And then Oregon came up. And Oregon's going to come up again tonight. We love Oregon. And I don't know. What do you maybe Derek? I don't know what you're talking about there, but maybe we'll see. Uh yeah, he was cruising through Oregon, so that was it was nice to see and hang out with them. And hopefully he's well and got to his destination. What else? Did a solo at the no, well, bro did come in a little later at the shop today, but I was holding it down for most of the day. And it was a good Monday, busy actually for Mondays. We actually get pretty busy for Mondays, which is a good thing. Uh the weekends are always good. But yeah, even to keep that flow going throughout the week, it's nice. And yeah, it was a busy one. Yesterday there was some footage. I went live outside of the shop. We're checking out some of the activity up in the skies. There's quite a bit of sky farting going on, and some of you tapped in. And did anyone notice the weird anomaly that popped out? Well, there was a plane that I pointed at, and of course there was a fast mover that went by that super fast, just like the latest video I posted. There was a helicopter, military helicopter flyby over the shop, of course, and it was a cloudy day, and so I checked that video. Of course, there's a little fast mover on there, super see through, very like you probably can't even tell in the video, but I uploaded it like that anyway. I've done that with several videos, just raw upload, and then a lot of times some of you will be able to spot them, which I always love when people are check them out and find them, and then find other things as well. But yeah, that was a tough one. So I just uploaded it like that. And even Gustavo, our friend Gustavo in Argentina, I think he commented something about like I forgot what it was. It's like basically he couldn't see it, and that was in Spanish. A message in Spanish. That was this morning, and I responded back. I was like, don't open your eyes and don't be lazy or something like that." And he responded back with something else, which is super hilarious. And him and I could joke around like that. You know, some of us do, and yeah, it's all love there. And so I took a timestamp and shared it in the posts. Maybe some of you have seen it, and even in the timestamp, it's super hard to see. It's like a little dot, really faint. But in the video, when you see it, it's super fast and just weird. Not bugs, I don't think. Anyway, so yeah, this weekend we got together. It was Saturday, and we were celebrating actually three birthdays in one because it was my niece and two of my nephews' birthday, all kind of spread out. It seems like it's almost every other day it's someone's birthday in the fam. And so I'm sure they did their own thing, but usually we get together as fam and we'll celebrate and, have some food and eat some good dessert and share some good times, which we did. But my Dukes, big up to my Dukes, did a little something special this time. She had some catering uh brought to her place. So we usually hang out at her place for these things. And it was some Peruvian food. Anyone ever have Peruvian food? Anyone into Peruvian food? And anyone know anything about Peruvian food? It's quite a mix of stuff depending where you go. There's different regions, of course, but Peru has got quite a mixture of cultures in their culture, which makes their food amazing. And then, of course, the different regions. You got the Amazon, the Andes, the coastal regions. And Peru is a big country. I hope to go there one day. And I've had Peruvian friends growing up and everything. There's Peruvian restaurants locally here. Famous one named Mario's. Yeah, Woo Reezy, no doubt. Salute, bro. When you heading off to bed. And if anyone's wondering who Woo Reezy is that's Woo Writers DG here. Anyone hanging out on the other platforms, jump on over to YouTube. You'll see the chat. Got some friends over here. You can come make some new friends. We pop it off over here. And yep, there's Woo Reezy with the answer right there. So yeah, so Peruvian food. And the guy, Carlos, salute to Carlos. Hopefully he'll be watching. We'll be sharing his link. He's on Instagram and he did an amazing job. And the name of his little gig, I'm actually going through, let's see, there he is. Let's see if we can see this. And you can see Carlos there with the fire. Yeah. You can see what is that, Machu Picchu in the background. And so it's El Rincón del Lomo Saltado. And there's his name, Carlos, under there. And then his number. Anyone in the LA area gave me permission to share this out. Could write down that number there. Give Carlos a call. Y'all could set something up. He'll come do his thing for you. And there go my notes. I actually got a couple notes there. Hopefully we remember to touch on that or at least pick those up. But yeah, so yeah, really quick. Speaking of Carlos, and then yeah, so you can look that up on Instagram. And there's a few underscores in it, but I put that in even without the underscores, and it the algo popped it up. So it's pretty easy to find him. And so go ahead and give him a follow. Maybe if someone looks up his Instagram, finds it, I might post this link here. But I'll post this link in the posts on this channel here. So keep an eye out for that. But check this out right quick. Carlos. Carlos. Wow. Wow, man. Yeah, so there was he was doing the lomo saltado, and then he had the shrimp option. We had one friend come over, she was veggie and was still able to have something as well. And yeah, there was the spaghetti, and you could have it either with the beef or shrimp or however, without. But man, it was amazing, and it was good to have some Peruvian food again. I remember having some amazing Peruvian food in SF, San Fran. Forget the name of the place, but it was super fancy and lucky to go there. Hopefully, one day we'll be able to make it back in that place. Who knows? But yeah. Anyway, Carlos, we'll be checking in with him. We'll be giving him a follow. We'll be saying what's up. There's Candy Wolf stepping in. Oh man, let's see. Nose is getting running here. Now I got a napkin somewhere. Oh, Be Reals. Let's see. What's Chris Jarvis saying about Be Real? Oh, Wilshire. No, I thought they were downtown somewhere. I thought they were closer to us actually at the shop there. But it could be. I wouldn't doubt if they were down on Wilshire somewhere. But yeah, I from what I've heard and what I see, seems like they're very near downtown. Did you see that someone tried breaking into their place. A group of guys tried breaking into their studio recently, which is most likely an inside job. They touched on it on the show. They actually got a youngster, one of the youngsters on camera. He was hooded up, but showing his face. And who knows, so the word got out there in the street. I'm sure, how that goes. Uh, Yikes. It's not good for that cat there. But yeah, let's see what was Chris Jarvis saying about the podcast being there. I wonder what he was saying that was relating to that. Not sure. Haven't figured that out, Chris. Maybe you could give me a little more info on what you're saying there. And let me go grab something right quick. Let's make the camera pause. Ha. Yeah, I always keep one of those types always keeps like a rag or napkins always nearby. My pockets are always like just in case of anything. I got to remember to take all that stuff out when I do laundry, or else it ends up like fabric softener all over the place. Yeah, it got weird. So we were talking about the video, the sky farts, the airplane, the fast mover that went by, and then there was this other object that I thought it was a plane at first because a lot of planes come from that direction, and then looked silvery and like like it was shining like in the sun, reflective looking, metallic, maybe mylar, whatever. Got my attention, and I zoomed in on that. This is live streaming, and we've had things happen like that before live. Weird objects pop up or weird things happen. And so I focused in on the object. I zoomed in, and the object got really close to one of the trails. And I seen some of you in the comments said that you seen it. So hopefully you did see what we're talking about right here. And we're gonna take a look. And then the object got really like bright, 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 and it got really close to one of the trails. And that was it. It didn't come out the other side. There was nothing else that I was expecting it to go, I guess, through the trail because I stopped seeing it and nothing happened. Anyone see that video clip? So I remixed the live. Anyone know you could remix videos if the video has the option? Some of you might be interested in that. Yeah, if you go to a video, there's a little option that says remix, and then if you hit that, it'll give you some options to remix that video. You can use like green screen or use a clip of the video or do different things with it. And so I remixed the live right at that clip. And in case no one's seen it or don't know what we're talking about here, let's see if we can pull that up. And which kind of reminds me of, all right, so all that stuff was going on in the sky. We had a beautiful day right before all that stuff. And then it got all murky and whatever. I came home next morning, go outside. It was just, and a lot of times in the morning, it's just like they're at it. Like they were at it all night, and it looks weird in the morning. People are probably used to it. Like, oh yeah, just some morning clouds, and then and so it was gonna be another nice day. And then it got all murky like that again. And then it did rain like all weird with some pretty gnarly winds for a few minutes in my area, and I think it did in certain areas. Maybe other areas got a lot more rain. I'm not sure, but It was just like, of course. Kind of weird how all that went down. Let's see here. Letting me share. Yeah, I don't know why it's been doing this lately, or kind of acts a little funny when I try to share. Maybe if I do this. Hmm. Anyway, try it later. But yeah, cool to get a little clip of Carlos there. And he does post on his Instagram. He's just not all uh tech with it. I did check out his page. Seen he got a few videos. He says he doesn't post much and everything, but anyway, it was good to hang out with him. And then so yeah, check the shorts videos on the channel and you'll see it's the latest video. You'll see what we're talking about here. And yeah, drop a comment. Let me know what you think that is. And if you think that was odd or not. I thought it was weird. And yeah, a lot of other places, I still hear from a lot of you that the same stuff's going on in your area. So yeah, keep an eye on it. And we'll do the same out here and keep, anytime it gets really weird like that, we'll definitely tap in and bring everyone along. Let's see. I was checking out some news articles. We have also been checking out the cams lately, but we can't do any of that till there we go. Finally. We've been checking out the cams, SoCal. And tonight was, or yesterday, I'm sure for many still, is St. Patrick's. And there's lovely Catalina. Ooh, a little blurry there. There's a casino lit up all green. Actually, as of yesterday, it was lit up green. And I'm sure, I would imagine maybe City Hall. I know City Hall, I think it was last year. Yeah, City Hall here, Los Angeles. They lit up their building all green. Yeah, that old world Art Deco building. When was it? That's another like I think what was it like 2 years that they built that they said or something like that. We went and checked that out. Beautiful building, and they lit that up green for 420. I think it was last year. I was like, what? That's cool. And they do have an observation tower that we got to go check out. I think it's a Tom Bradley. Yeah, Tom Bradley. Y'all remember Tom Bradley? He used to be our mayor here back in the day. I remember him. I was a kid at that time, I believe. And yeah, he's got an observation deck up in that building named after him. Be cool to go check that out. You got to, I think they got a little schedule, and we'll have to make an appointment for that. I don't think you have to make an appointment there. Maybe you do, but I'm just saying for myself, remember to do that. And there's a few other buildings downtown where you could go and check out the city from up top. There's some cool I think like restaurants, and I heard there's like a cafe at one, and it's like a hidden thing too. It's like low key, real fancy, cool cafe on top of one of those buildings. You got someone sailing out there, it looks like. Yeah, camera's getting a little blurry. It's probably a little windy out there. It was a bit breezy today. And yeah, I've been hearing Prayers out to people in those parts of the country that are getting hit with those storms. Definitely been hearing about that. And I heard another plane went down in Honduras. Several fatalities with that one. Been keeping an eye on the airplanes out there, air traffic, and it's been wild. They were reporting also with local crime here in Los Angeles, saying it's been down since I think they were comparing it to last year and the year before, which is they felt like it was at a good level. I was like, the way they said it, it was just kind of like, man, what any crime, any amount of crime is bad. And yeah, so we've also been checking out the Eagle Cam, the Big Bear Eagle Cam, and unfortunately, they lost a member of their family. That one of the eaglets passed, so that's been making big news out here, and hopefully the other two make it. But yeah, a lot of snow up in that area. Talked about some people that got rescued off the mountain up there in the Big Bear area. Think it was day before yesterday, this weekend. And the eagle's nest was just packed with snow. I thought, I'm sure that probably played a role in, I would imagine, in what happened with the little one there. And we'll check on the Eagles here, see what the situation is. I haven't heard any current updates, but we could check on the cam, see what's going on there, see what the weather's like up that way too. And thank you, Fox, for that. Yeah, it looks pretty dark. Can't see much, but you see the top of the one of the eagle's heads there. Yeah, I've also been messing with the new software we got here for the music. Maybe we'll do a little sound check here in a bit. But I believe I finally got the software hooked up to the mixer, which I have next to me here. And I got it going through the audio interface here and in through the computer. And it should be able to stream out to you now. So we'll give that a sound check in a second. What's up, Russell? There's Benny Loco. Hola, Benny Loco. Good to see you. And Ivy. There's Juliana. You got the Eagles up. I think they're getting some good rest there. And it looks like a whole lot of the snow melted away. You could actually see the nest where you couldn't see it before. And there's a link there. Thank you, Juliana. And Juliana, just a heads up, we're gonna be tapping in. And so earlier today, I seen some. I was over on Redheaded Black Belt, and I know that's not your favorite source of information, but I noticed something there, and I wanted to read a particular article, which you probably already know about because you're tapped in like that. But it kind of spiraled me down a rabbit hole we've been going down quite frequently lately. And that's having to do with the missing people up that way and different places. But we've been touching on several counties up there. I think we did the Emerald Triangle. We've done Humboldt, we've done Mendocino, Trinity, and we're going to keep doing the surrounding areas and continue to touch on those counties there. And yeah, hope you're well. Hope everyone's well. Again, if you're just stepping in here, we're going to be hanging out for a bit. And basically, yeah, checking out some of these news articles that I've seen earlier today. But before that, we will check a few things out. I think there was a couple new Bigfoot, at least one looks like a new dot on the map over on the Bigfoot Mapping Project website. So we'll take a look at that really quick as well. And oh, let's hear that white noise. And that's the camera that's still on here. Let's see. Boom. Got that. And we'll check on the condors later. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, whoops. I gotta exit this right quick. And how do we do that? Yeah, give me a second. I accidentally opened something here. Let's see. We'll exit that. And then we'll jump back in over here. I don't know if you could see me now. You could. Or at least now I could see myself. And then see Julianus is here. They just have their bias here and there. Missing, they do better 100. All right, yeah. I feel you, Juliana. It's all good. Um, and I trust your opinion as well. And there's Roger. What's going on, Roger? Roger's been sharing some stuff over on Instagram there, some cool stickers and Roger, I think when you do tag people over there, it does go into message like that. So just a heads up. But it's cool. I didn't mind that I got your message like that, and it's super cool that you're over there. So now we got a way to connect. Feel free to drop a message like that anytime. We had a little laugh. And Juliana, you're not on Instagram, are you? If you are, let me know. Heck, give me a follow. And speaking of Instagram, we had a sweet young lady go by the shop today, and she was from France. She was actually outside taking pictures of some of the artwork and stuff. And then she came in the shop and spoke very little English, but we were able to have a little conversation. And yeah, she was digging the art. She's the artist herself. And I'll be sharing her link also in the post. So keep an eye out for that message there. And I guess like she's out in LA for a week and is is living in New York, but from France. And yeah, I was just like, wow, yeah, what a be safe out there. Yeah, but she knew. And I'm like, well, yeah, you're living in New York, so you really see the raw city. Oof. All right, where are we going here? Yeah, let's do a little sound check. Let's try that. Uh let's see here. So I'm gonna try something. All right, we'll do that. All right, that's not gonna work. We're gonna go like that. Let's see, how would we do it? I'm gonna try to share the music software here. We got it going the other night. and I want to try to do a sound check. Let's see. So I'm gonna do it like this. So I don't think this is gonna knock me off, but I'm gonna close this window, and I'm thinking this might work. So give me a second here. We'll do this. All right, got that. Got that. And we're still here. So I think I got it. Hmm. Yeah, this worked last time. And I'm going to have to figure this out, especially if we're going to be incorporating all this stuff now. So this is my chance to mess with it a bit. Let's see. Let's try this again. Yeah. So usually where I go to share it, the window should pop up, but it's not at the moment. Let's see. Let's try that. All right. I'm going to try another option here. There it is. All right. So maybe y'all could see the screen there. Let's see if we could get some audio through here. Heads up. Y'all hear that? Come on, Juliana. Better be dancing if you hear this. All right. Quick little sound check there. I don't know if this has these tracks are copywritten by Native Instruments, but just in case. So yeah, working out some of these kinks here with this. Let's see. All right, let's see. And check the chat here, see if y'all were able to hear that. Let's see. How do I get out of here? Boom. We could barn thug. Oh, what up? I'm down with that. Woo Reezy. Could I get a sound check 420 in the chat if you could hear that? And hopefully you could, because that's big. That means we're getting sound. We're getting sound through y'all. And those are just some tracks that came with the program. Let's see. Let's load up another track here. See, I'm scrolling with the mixer. I'm scrolling through the tracks there. Yeah, 420 up in the. Yo, we got we got sound selector. All right, loaded up a track there, and I got my decks. Luckily, with this mixer, has two decks on there, so I don't have to bring my turntables. It's like having my turntables. Yeah, man. Wicked. Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah, I got to remember all this stuff now. They signed me up for a gig on the 30th, and I broke it down to them. I'm like, well, I'm missing this. I need that. And boom, they threw the software at me and this and that. So there's a few more things. I got the vinyl, missing one more vinyl piece, like a silly goose. I didn't order two. And I did a sound check at the shop. So the vinyl is working through the sound system as well. I was going to do a sound check today, but I was hanging out with everyone who was streaming today, from Hellbent Holler to Magneticus Attractus and Jessica in the Morning, and who else? The Doc, Dr. Dennis Care. I mean, I was hanging out with all of y'all all day. But I was doing sound check and getting things together at the shop as well. Yeah, I've been pretty busy with quite a few things, y'all. Telling you, and it's coming together slowly and surely. Oh yeah. And so yeah, the gig on the 30th kind of has my gut turning, because yeah, it's been years since I've done it, and but I still got it. It's just a matter of warming up, and so a lot of stuff to figure out with the software too, since it's the latest software. There's a lot of updates and things that I got to learn. And there's Judy Wheeler. What's up, Judy? Good to see you here. Um yeah, so I'm catching up with all that, downloading all those files into my brain, and then uploading files that I had stored. And so I'm, yeah, a little bit nervous about the 30th, but once it's on, it's on. And yeah, working out a few final kinks. And yeah, like I said, we'll be incorporating this. And so I talked about the other night when we were checking out some of the software that I used to get my music through a website, because you used to go to the record store. What happened to those days? Like going and get a book, right? At the library or the bookstore. Uh yeah, it was it used to be fun, after high school, jump on the bus, Hollywood Boulevard, leaving Hollywood High, go to the opposite side of town, and actually one of the record stores there, Fat Beats. Salute to Fat Beats. Um they actually had a store. Their store was right next to the Beastie Boys. Had a store that was an extra large store was on right there too. And yeah, so I go hit the record store and just spend my money there. And yeah, it was a good learning lesson those days. And yeah, going hunting for vinyl, looking for those songs that you liked. And yeah, it was a hunt. And always fun when you would find cool stuff, new sounds. And happy rising, Pancho, weirdo. And so yeah, well, when vinyl was like, all right, no one's using vinyl anymore. or some heads were. Some guys are still strictly vinyl. But I made the eventually merged the two, vinyl and the digital. And so there's a website or websites where you could, you know, buy music online, and had to learn all that. And so a website was Beatport. And a lot of times, people, DJs are very secretive, like mushroom hunters about their spots, or Bigfooters about their spots, or, fishermen hunters, or anything like that. People have their spots for stuff and don't like to burn it. And so a lot of times DJs, where you get your music, is a very secretive thing. And so Beatport was like, yeah, one of those spots where a lot of people knew about it, but a lot of people didn't. And so, yeah, get my music off of there. But it's been years since I've done it, and but still got it. Um, yeah, so I was like, all right, well, Beatport's probably not the place to get music anymore. Everyone's on Spotify now. So I figured, I was like, all right, you get a Spotify subscription, and you should be able to like DJ from the music you purchase, or maybe the music you're allowed to listen to there, I would imagine, right? With all these music streaming services and stuff. And so it is kind of like that. And come to find out, with the program I'm actually using, Beatport actually has a thing with Tractor here, and Native Instruments, which makes Tractor. They have a streaming service, which is pretty cool. And we'll take a look at that. Let's see. Let's get out of here. How do we do that? Where's my button at? Bam. So we'll go ahead and close Native Instruments. That was a cool sound check. Thank y'all for being a part of that. And so, yeah, Beatport, really quick. Let's see. Where you at, Beatport? And that is my you are in my subscription here. Hopefully it's okay sharing this. But yeah, the Beatport, boom. And you could just go shop away, and they got all types of mostly like EDM, but different genres, of all different types of genres of music. And yeah, it's a good source. So Beatport has a streaming thing with Tractor. And I was like, oh my goodness, perfect. So I had to tap back in. I actually had to make a new Beatport profile, because my other one was so old. And also I needed to upgrade a bunch of my cables to USB, to, what is it, the C cable that now everyone, like all the iPhones have now. And oh, that's super cool, Roger. And I collect all types of vinyl. I got some stuff at the shop I need to put away properly. It's in a stack in the corner. But yeah, we collect all types of different music for samples. I mean, all different types of music on vinyl, to be able to get little samples of weird stuff. And that's where the audio recorders come in too, for musicians and stuff like that who are into like sampling. You could use the audio recorders, and you could go sample all types of different sounds and use that in your music. Oh, who, me? Bring my queen? Yeah, I'll bring the queen. Got to link up with the queen soon, eventually. It's been too long. Yeah, so Beatport, and awesome. So they make it easy to be able to stream. I just got to sign up. So I signed up for the free, what is it? They give you the free trial at first, and then they start charging you. And I was like, all right, I can't, yeah, I don't want to get charged yet. So I'll just get the free service for a month and then pull off the gig and then later pay for the cert. But nope, I guess to be able to stream, you need to pay for one of the subscriptions now. So we're gonna have to work that out, which is all good. But yeah, they let you download like if you're going on the road and you get their like premium package, you could download up to 1,000 songs to take with you on the road. And then when you're uh, in, I guess, where you have Wi-Fi, you can tap into the site. You have the whole site's catalog, I guess, to play with, and I guess you can purchase songs and all that stuff. Well, yeah, I think most of the songs are for purchase, but I think you have access to the whole website as well to be able to play. If I'm not mistaken, what's up, Tina C? How you be? Tina C, when you were sending me those ring door vids, I didn't know if you wanted me to share those or not. And the stream got kind of squirrely that night. The dwarf had to hit eject on the jet, and so there went with that. But yeah, that was some gnarly footage. My brother's been out in Pico Rivera lately. He's been having some business out that way. He's been doing a few things out there. I think he might have been going out there tonight as well. But yeah, Pico Rivera got hit with a couple of what they call tornadoes, rare tornadoes. Well, they got hit with one just the other uh, day, but there was one a couple years back we were touching on just around the same time too. So it's kind of weird that that area continues to get hit with those things. That's not far from here at all either. It's weird how it just hit that particular area, nowhere else around the city. And Chris Jarvis there talking to Judy, I believe. Yeah. So Beatport, we're gonna be paying for that subscription and hopefully streaming some sounds to y'all. And I got to do something for the members here. Speaking of members, we're gonna shout them out here. And if anyone's become a member and for some reason, I guess, your membership runs out, and I have shared a few videos, short videos for the members there, like some behind the scenes accidents and stuff that goes on around the city and some other stuff. But I do want to start doing some more stuff there for the members as well. And stuff like that. Maybe the members could see it first and then we'll drop it for everyone else. We're not going to exclude everyone. But yeah, there'll be some special perks for them there, you know? And we're about to have some special perks coming up here for the channel here soon, too. Maybe after tonight, if we get enough people watching. But yeah, YouTube's starting to give me some options for the channel here. I got to get that store going. I got the option for the store. So I got to follow through with that gear I want to put out. And the merch. Yeah. Yeah. That's some other projects we need to get going. Jeez. Yeah, and just some a lot of other stuff going on at the shop. Some things we got to set up here soon. It's like turning into an arcade now there. You'll see what I'm talking about here shortly. But yeah, active over there. The asylum's got an event. That's the event I'm gonna be DJing at. There's gonna be artists there. We'll share that flyer again here soon. And what else is going on? What's going on in your world? Any good happenings? Let me know. Drop me a comment. Bigfoot. Yeah, let's get into Bigfoot right quick. Let's see. We've been checking out the Bigfoot mapping project map website, and they have a couple of options here. The classic map. I wonder how often they update that, but and it seems pretty often because the dots that they put on the new map also go up on the classic map, it seems like. And then we've been keeping an eye on it lately. Let's see here. Looks like we got a new one out of New Mexico. It looks like the Four Corners region, y'all. Y'all know about Four Corners, right? Anyone got any
Four corners encounters.
yikes? Yeah, salute to JC Johnson. He was out of the Four Corners area, right? Researcher, investigator, Bigfooter, cryptid hunter. He was awesome. You can still see a lot of his videos online. I believe his YouTube channel is still up, and he's another, great investigator. Give him all those titles. One of my favorites. And yeah, he's did, a lot of weird stuff out of the Four Corners here. And he passed away a few years back. It's been a few years already, right? 4 or 5, maybe. And so RIP to JC. And let's see here, 3/16/2025. It's a sighting, 3:15 a.m. That little past that witching hour. Still got that grace time. And it says height 7 feet, male, no vocalization, disclaimer. I don't know what they mean. Describe your encounter. Driving home in the early morning, still dark. Temperatures was freezing cold, about 26 degrees. I was driving west on paved road. Seen a person walking off the side of the road on dirt with large wild grass around, and the Bigfoot I believe I seen was towering, walking through the weeds off the paved road. I had an eerie feeling while driving by, but while driving by, because this is an area where no one walks, especially the freezing temperature. This thing didn't seem like it was cold from the freezing temp, and that's the thing. Yeah, I always wonder how they could deal with the temperatures. Even out here in Southern California, it gets for many not cold, but for locals, yeah, it gets cold. And yeah, for people to be walking out with no clothing in areas that get a lot colder than the city here, it's crazy. It was light brownish in color, but it didn't turn towards me when I drove by it. It was pretty startling. Wow. Yeah, very similar to my second, well, both of my sighting, road right by a road again. So not quite a road cross sighting, but it probably crossed the road at some point, right, Bigfoot? So why did Bigfoot cross the road? Big question. So yeah, look, let's see. So top left corner of New Mexico there, recent sighting, and pretty cool. We've been keeping up with these sightings here. Looks like another one, and that one's in yellow. Maybe because it was the class of encounter. Still haven't figured out quite exactly what the colors mean. I'm sure it tells you on the map here. Let's see. This one's a throwback. Damn, 1988. I like hearing the old encounters too. I can see where people don't, maybe aren't as interested in that type of stuff. Maybe want the recent, fresh stuff, but old stuff's cool too, especially when they're in areas of interest. It's 12 1988, 7 p.m. Height 8 footer. Damn. Sex male. No vocalization either. Disclaimer, yes. I was attending a Christmas party on Christmas Eve. Anyone ever seen the Christmas footage on YouTube? You look up, there might be a couple even, but there's one in particular where whole family, I forget what state they're in, they're all having a Christmas party. And from inside, I think a lady spots it at first, and the little dog goes out. They all go outside, and this thing is like cruising through the woods. And yeah, the dog's reaction is pretty. It's one of those little ankle biters. It sounds like, and it's just going off, ready to attack. I'm sure those little dogs would charge a Sasquatch also. But yeah, look, 1988. It says 89, maybe what 89? I don't know. Yeah, so it says I decided to take a break from that party and take a drive up the mountain. I wonder what kind of break that was. Going north from Route 220 in Unionsville. At that time, I noticed headlights, which I thought were headlights coming on me pretty fast. I just thought it was another person from the Christmas party I was attending. That was not the case. These lights rose and shot up in front of me and went out of sight. Wow. So it sounds like some strange lights also being included in this report. So that's at least from what I got out of that. And if that's the case, that's cool that they're reporting that. We also have been touching on the BFRO report, a recent BFRO report with also some strange lights being reported in it. So check that out, y'all, if you haven't. They didn't see any young, no footprints, no wood knocks. They should have a section that says stank. Did you smell any stank? All right. And this was another one we touched on the other day, right? On the border of, look at that, at Atlanta, North Georgia, should I say? What am I saying? Atlanta. Atlantis. North Georgia, which I've been hearing quite a bit about. Super cool. Tell me, I drove through here once coming through VA, and I definitely got vibes out that way. That was interesting. Those vibes that I speak of. Yeah, got them in Georgia, driving through, super beautiful, but wasn't into all this at the time, so I didn't do much. Just drove through. It was a wild ride. We've talked about it. Maybe we'll touch on it again one day, but yeah, it looks like more on the Tennessee side. And 2023, I believe we read this one the other day, so we'll skip it for now and check that out if you're interested. Keep an eye on these maps. We'll continue to do that here as well. And we'll look for other good databases. Anyone know of any? Let us know. We'll check them out. And of course, we always check out Jeremiah Byron over at Bigfoot Society, Bigfoot Secret Society. Bigfoots are a secret society. They're the ultimate, I think. Or one of them, at least. All right, let's get out of here. Where we at? Uh-huh. The steak section. Yeah. Even today, I heard several reports. Yesterday, more people reporting on the steak. And I try to, think back. And there have been moments where I have smelled something, even recently, we were in the Redwoods, Avenue of the Giants. And I was unfortunately fortunately, because I didn't have a camera. My phone was full of data. So I was using the Psionics day vision. I was like, all right, better than nothing. And there was an area there right around we found some little structures in that area, and it's right there at where you go into Rockefeller Forest if you're going into Honeydew, but not completely the opposite way actually. Like if you're going to go to Dyerville Loop Road, there's a good berry patch along there. Um yeah, on that side of stuff. And then yeah, along the avenue, just right off the entrance, there's a pull-out area, good rest stop. And uh and then yeah, there's the bridge there. You could go down to the river down below and all that. So yeah, I was walking that recently, and I used to always go through there because when I lived up in Honeydew. But yeah, I got the stank, weird stank, and I was describing it on the video. It's like it was a mixture of like dirty socks and something else, but it was daytime. Who knows? It could have been some weird plant or something like that. And don't clean pens and type on live. Is that a recommendation from you to me, Juliana? What's going on here? Am I cleaning pens? Did I have that pen in my hand right now? Uh oh. And so, yeah, what was going on back over there? Yeah, the stank. Yep. And there's been a few other moments where I've smelled stuff, and but I couldn't say it was one of these things. And do I think they stink? I think they could make themselves stink, and or not. Some have talked about a weird gland that they might have or something like that. Who knows? I don't know, right? It's possible. Think the gorillas have it, right? Anyone ever smell the stink? Yeah, let us know. And I definitely, I keep a nose out for that because I think it could be an indicator of something being there. Oof. The skunks haven't been around lately. I don't know where they took off to, but we had some skunks out here lately, and they were making a stink. But yeah, I don't know where they took off to. Hopefully they're all right. Coyote's still been around, and he's looking all mangy now. So I don't know if he's lost his coat already. But he's looking real skinny, and it's only one as to where before there was quite a few of them. So I don't know if the rest of the pack hangs out somewhere else. But you got a story someday. Oh yeah, I'm sure you got a million stories, Juliana. We gotta. When are we gonna do this? Jump on with me. You don't. You could put your your avatar, or you could wear a mask, or just be in the barn in the dark. It'll be fun. But yeah, before Juliana leaves, let's go ahead and just get into this stuff tonight. Yeah, we'll skip the BFRO site. Nothing new there. There is new stuff there, so check it out. But we've checked on all that already. And then, so earlier today, I was checking out Redheaded Black Belt, and we've been touching on several other the live streams previously on some missing persons cases again up in the Emerald Triangle. Um, and it kind of led to some cases of true crime that's happened up that way. And of course, the documentary Murder Mountain comes up. Even Sasquatch, I forget to mention that one. That one's more, I don't know. You got to just check it out for yourself. But it kind of touches on that whole type of situation. And there's other like situations that's happened up that way, has gotten attention and everything. And I don't know, but there's some things that popped up recently. We touched on them, and it had to do with some of the crime and stuff that's happened up that way. So today, I got this notification from Redheaded Black Belt Kim Kemp, and yeah, check out the headline there. Mendocino County Sheriff's Office responds to claims of serial killer allegations from local woman. And yeah, so we've been, talking about that lately, how some cases have happened up that way. People have talked about possible serial killer, and yeah, it doesn't surprise me, just California period has got a long history of of stuff like this, right? And yeah, even way up in rural places. Here locally, there's been a lot of famous ones. I mean, with the Night Stalker, the Hillside Strangler. Uh, it's another one. There's several others probably come to mind, but anyway, I didn't get deep into this off the bat. I was like, oh, I was gonna do it at the shop, and I was like, you know what? If we're gonna read and do all that, we'll just get into it and maybe read some of it together. So I'll do my best here to. Oh, whoops. Let's do a little reading of it and see if we get any information out of it. Because I do find these topics important, and yeah, people should be aware of stuff like this if it is the case, right? And so we'll go here in shocking and widely shared social media post that was garnered over 13,000 shares and nearly 4,400 comments. Galena Treffel, a resident of Mendocino County, made a bold claim that her father, Dr. John Charles Treffel, is a serial killer. Treffel alleges that only conf- her father not only confessed to multiple murders over a span of decades, but also provided detailed accounts of his crimes, including descriptions of his victims, burial sites. She stated that authorities have been aware of this confession for years, but let's see here, but have failed to act on them. And that's it's a trip because I recently heard of another one earlier this week or last week, I should say. Of it was a lady I think out in I forget what other state. I don't know if it was Iowa or something like that. And she was coming out saying that her dad was also one of these dudes. And she was talking about how, yeah, her dad would take her over and she would help her dad carry the lime over to like these spots where I guess people were being buried and whatnot. And he was just like, whoa. But yeah, anyone hear that one? Let's see. So, according to Treffel's post, her father, now 86 years old, has admitted to killing individuals across several states, including California, Illinois, Virginia, as well as countries like Canada and France. So, this may be this might be it, huh? Treffel also claims that her father was involved in a network of other serial killers, which is interesting. Check out Paranormal Files YouTube channel. She further states that he has been asking for police to investigate the burial sites where his victims were allegedly placed, but that law enforcement has not followed through despite her efforts to provide evidence and witness statements. The Mendocino County Sheriff issued a press release on March 17th, 2025, confirming that they had been investigating the allegations since early 2023, according to Captain Quincy Cromer. The sheriff's office has been aware of the claims for over a year, including detailed reports from Treffel's daughter, interviews, and materials such as recordings and journal entries allegedly from John Treffel himself. And it goes on quite a bit more there, but yeah, I'm not sure if this is the same one that I'm talking about, but trippy. I'm going to be definitely looking into this a little more. And maybe some of those missing persons cases may have something to do with this dude. I don't know. We were touching on missing people in Mendocino. And there are some old cases from that area. One off the bat uh, came up. And Juliana, if you're in here, you might have heard of this one. Let's see. It was. I believe this one here. Nope. Here we go. And the press Democrat. And let's see. Does this have? Let me see. I want to see if this has title on there. Here we go. Yeah. So there's this case. I remember hearing this a while back when they first started reporting on this, but it's a cold case from '79, and it's of two young girls that were found near Highway 20. They say somewhere like they say 12 miles or so west of Willits in the Mendocino County area, and they were just found on the side of the highway, I believe. They Oh yeah, trash day. Bring your trash cans in. But yeah, this is a case that came to mind, and I thought I'd look at it again because there's other cases in the area that that are old and cold, and that you just they just sit there. Those cases, you makes you wonder what is ever going to happen with them. And now with this online stuff, it's interesting to see what updates people. There's people that will jump onto cases and go in on them, and yeah, some things will happen with those cases sometimes, and yeah, I don't know. But it's just weird, they didn't have much information from then, and even now, all these years later, still not much known about those two cases there. Super creepy and sad too, prayers for the family as well, and hopefully that they get some justice one day. But yeah, thought I'd shed a little light on this because maybe someone might be interested and look into this, and maybe who knows. But yeah, some other news also. Let's see here. So I started going down that whole rabbit hole of looking at a redheaded black belt there, and there was another. Let's see. Uh, yeah, there's actually several articles that redheaded black belt had touched on that also remind me of this whole subject we're talking about here. We brought this one up also the other night and touched on it quite a bit, and that's of the Humboldt missing five. And there's quite a bit online out there for you to check out on these cases out of Humboldt County. And yeah, we looked at the map the other day, so we did bring this up on one of the recent live streams. And there's been talks of a couple people being possible suspects in some of these cases. And one of them is really interesting because I actually lived in the same town. So where I had my second sighting, the town of Trinidad, California, Humboldt County, this dude lived there, and he actually was known pretty well. Someone in the chat actually last time brought him up as well. And I never got to check his place out. My roommate knew where the house was, where this guy lived, and there were several other people that I knew where the house was. I always wanted to go check it out. And that's let's see here. I was gonna say I was gonna say Fred Durst, but not Fred Durst. Did it for the nookie and the cookie. No, it's Robert. Durst, y'all. I don't know. Robert Durst, that rings a bell to anyone. Juliana probably knows very well. A lot of the locals up there know about him. And you made also, I don't know, did they do have they done a Netflix on this cat, on this dude, on this weirdo? I think I heard something like that. Maybe one of those streaming platforms may have done something on him already. But this is another guy you could look up and you'll find quite a bit on him. And there's Juliana. Let's see. Uh, that I'm a 1985 model. Haven't heard of that case. The guy who went missing where I hunt. The search. Let's see. The search was called off quick over weather, snow, and a private detective was hired with no further search. Yeah, I think you were sharing that case last time. And then was he a hunter also? There's a one that happened out of Covelo also. It was him and his son were out that way, and this was a few years back, recent, and they were hunting, and dad went missing, and they think that the river might have washed him out to the ocean, which is very possible. It was raging at that time, and I remember being up that way. And he's been featured on, he made the 411 list and has been featured on several things on YouTube. And we'll touch on his case one of these nights too. Uh and Juliana here dropping some, she's local, so always interested on what she has to say. And she says she don't go to that specific location solo, but you did see a Sasquatch above there. Oh yeah. Let's see. I don't go to that specific. You saw a Sasquatch above there. It was a good experience. Okay, cool. You still don't go down there solo. And that's a spot that she has up that way. Bad juju feelings in a lot of areas. Yeah. Listening to your intuition and dogs. Yeah, right on. Robin, Robin Durst. Yeah. So, yeah, Robert, I remember hearing about him when I was up there and how he was possibly connected to some of those girls. He knew some of them. And one of those cases is from way back, I think in the early 90s or mid 90s or late 90s, sometime in the 90s. And she went missing from the Bayshore Mall, and someone had seen her getting into a car and was able to give law enforcement a composite description, and it looks pretty close to Durst. But Durst's story is quite interesting. We'll see if we could get into some of it here really quick for those that don't know about this guy. And there's some recent stuff. Let's see what Wiki says. Robert Allen Durst, April 12th, 1943. Oh, so he's passed. Sounds like I didn't hear about that. January 10th, 2022. So was a convicted murderer and an American real estate heir, the eldest son of a New York City real estate uh, magnate, Seymour Durst. He garnered attention as a suspect in the unsolved 1982 disappearance of his wife, Kathleen McCormick, the 2000 murder of his longtime friend, Suzanne Berman, and the 2001 killing of his neighbor, Morris Black. Acquitted of murdering Black in 2003, Durst did not face any further legal action until his participation in the 2015 documentary miniseries. So there we go. Yeah, I thought there was something on him. The Jinx led to him being charged with Berman's murder. Parrish was convicted in 2021 and sentenced to life imprisonment without parole. He was also charged with McCormick's murder shortly after his sentencing, but died in 2022 before a trial could begin. His conviction of Berman's murder was automatically vacated upon his death because his appeal was still pending. And it goes more into his life there. But yeah, there's several. I believe he was also in Texas. You know, that he was. I think he had a case out there. I don't know if he was charged. I probably would have mentioned it here, but and he was known to cross dress as well. Um, yeah. So I don't know. I'll be checking that Jinx out. And yeah, from locals, you hear certain things, and yeah, they say it's this weird, scary dude. And so yeah, they say also they don't know how many more people he could have, you know, taken out. But yeah, he came from a very rich family and lived up in Trinidad there, I hear. We'll have to do a boots on the ground over at his place there one of these days. And so what else did that bring me to? Was there anything else along? Oh yeah. So also speaking of Mendocino and serial killers and all that, and man, there's some other cases for sure out of Northern California. I know there's a heavy one out of the Sierras. These two guys were doing things and like recording stuff, and it was just straight evil. It was bad and hella scary. Um, yeah, that led me to some other cases that I remember. We also brought this up the other night, and it was of uh, some other cases that were happening in Mendocino and in Lake counties, and also Napa. And so they were thinking that, and it was like these women were being found back to back. And I think in the Mendocino area, it might have been four in that area. And then there was all these other ones in different areas of California. And so people were starting to think and say online that maybe that those are all connected. And here's a redheaded black belt again. And here we go. Conjecture on social media grows as a Central Valley woman's homicide is added to a dubious North Coast serial killer narrative. And this was a while back. This is 2022. And I think that rash of bodies, I gotta figure out, find those articles. And I'm sure on here they probably get into it a bit. And I'm not gonna go through all this, but yeah, here you could see some of the pictures of different cases and where they were found. And again, I do remember when this was going, I was living up that way, and I remember hearing about this, and it was kind of creepy. It was like, ooh, what's going on up here? And of course, there's been other cases of things that have happened up there, but it wasn't like this rash, you know. And I think that not much has been said since then, and everything is just kind of makes you wonder, like, whoa, what do they know, and why aren't they saying anything? And again, if you're from up in this area, you probably remember some of this, and some of you may know some things. Um, yeah, so I'll be definitely looking into this more and looking into those cases that were happening in the Central Valley. All right, got that. And so again, just some of the stuff I was looking into today when I was checking out the redheaded black belt. Well, actually, when I got that notification, so I got that thing about the that man and his daughter, and it's just kind of started spiraling down. Yeah, this is how it kind of just goes down for me. And so just sharing this out, and I know some of you are into this stuff too. I find it fascinating, interesting, again scary, and I like to be aware of these things. Um and I think the public should be too, definitely. Let's see. So there was another article also that was kind of dark from up that way. We did touch on another case. What was it, a week and a half ago or 2 weeks maybe? Of some remains being found along the Eel River near Real Dell. And again, check out the past streams. We will pull up the channel here really quick just to give you all a brief look for anyone that's checking this out later, new to the channel or just sliding through and checking things out. And you may hear something interesting here and want to check more stuff out related to it. We'll look at that. But here we got another death investigation at a Humboldt County. And I was like, ooh, what else is popping off up there? And it says public assistance sought in identifying descendants of Native American survivor linked to Clam Beach remains. And I was like, oh, yeah, Clam Beach. Very familiar with there. Actually, a little south of Trinidad. And it says on January 21st, 1998, the Humboldt County Sheriff's Office responded to a call of found human skeletal remains. So this is a while back. Deputies met with a citizen who had been on horseback riding in the area. The citizen led the deputies to the remains located on Clam Beach near the mouth of the Little River. And I was like, no way, trip out. Because I know exactly where that's at. And I know where Clam Beach is. Pretty popular beach, off Highway 101. And actually, for me, it's an area I frequented a lot as I used to run all up and down the coast there. And it's actually a spot where I would find a lot of these stick structures, stick beach structures. Try saying that 5 times really fast. And so it got my attention. I was like, oh, trip out. Done a lot of videos there. And it's something about that area that just, like I said, a little south of Trinidad from where I had my second sighting. And there's just certain spots in these areas where I find a lot of these structures, and this is one of them. And interesting, right at the mouth where they say the mouth of the Little River. And I think there's something about where fresh water and salt water meet. Um, Seems like there seems to be activity around those areas. See, I've noticed quite a bit of reports from areas like that. And let's check a little more of this out. It says the remains were collected and later examined by an anthropologist who confirmed they were human. The remains were sent to the California Department of Justice, where a DNA sample was obtained. The sex of the remains was determined to be male. The DNA sample was entered into CODIS, Combined DNA Index System, and compared to reported missing persons. No match was ever made. The case was also entered into NamUs, National Missing and Unidentified Persons System, under case number UP55179. The remains showed signs of being well worn from either water or sand erosion. It was reported that there had been heavy rain prior to the discovery. It is possible that these remains are from an ancient burial site located here. Let's run that back. So let's run that back right quick. These remains are from an ancient burial site located near the beach or nearby rivers. With the advancement of technology, Humboldt County Sheriff's Office has partnered with Othram Incorporated to complete forensic genetic genealogy. A sample was sent to Othram Incorporated and later determined to be Native American. The most recent common ancestor was Catherine Prince, born in 1843. Research shows Catherine was one of the sole survivors of a Native American massacre along the Van Dusen River near Alton. And there's been several of those. Like I believe Cannibal Island is another area where I go to do my thing, and I found lots of things there. I think that's another site where one of these massacres happened. And yeah, just some of that dark past, dark history from the area. And it says here Catherine may have later been adopted by the Francis family of California. Huh. Who was the Francis family? The Wiat tribe was contacted and noted the Prince family is documented within the tribe, but no relatives could be located. So, wow, interesting. There could be an ancient burial site there within that area, or they believe maybe further down, maybe the mouth of that river. I don't know. And like I said, I've done a lot of videos in this area. I still got to figure out how to share longer videos here, like how to put them into a folder. I did that not too long ago, and I wasn't able to play them yet. I still haven't figured out how to do slides, like share pictures and stuff like that. I still telling you, I got a lot of things going on that I got to learn and stuff, but we're slowly and surely getting that done. So bear with me. But I do have actually a couple video clips that were short enough that are from this area that I could share with y'all. And I'd love when, I'm able to connect like that with things that we're talking about. Some may be wondering why I'm talking about these areas up there. I have lived in the area up there for a long time, love it up there, still very connected up there. And there's Chip. What up, Chip? You still getting the fast movers out your way? Chip, our friend Chip here, is just one of those people that are magnets to, he specializes in the UFOs, and I'm sure he attracts a lot of other weird stuff. And it's been a while, Chip. Hope you're well. And much love to you, brother. Good to hear from you. And so Juliana, make sure you're checking out Juliana's comments here, which I'll be doing. I'll be tapping back in and checking into what she has to say. Again, she's local, so has a lot to share. And yeah, the Prince article. Check the comments. Yes, always check the comments in these articles. You'll get a lot of information, especially something about the locals up there. Maybe it's everywhere. The comments are interesting everywhere. But yeah, those NorCal comments are you'll find some gold there sometimes. So there were a lot of connections brought up, says Juliana. Right on, right on. Yeah, I'll be diving into those comments and the rest of yep. See, it's a sketchy tribe for your information. Yeah, you never know with even, there's certain tribes that, were dangerous and you had to be careful and stuff like that as well. We don't always think of it like that. Um I was just watching some stuff. Who was it? Yeah, it was a particular tribe, and they were hardcore. Juliana sharing some more comments here. Appreciate that. And so yeah, that got me going. And so yeah, I said, boom, got a little something to share and really quick. Had a little slide to all right. So that area we're talking about, the mouth of the river right there where these remains were found. That's gonna be here. Here we go.
I just got a wood knock at the beach.
Oh, think I remember that.
That was weird. Trying to get to the other side here. Last time I brought my mud boots, I might be able to make it across. I'm not sure, but
There's the
looks like something might
beach,
be going on.
the mouth of the river washing into the beach. So a lot of structures, like I said, go up in this area. And actually,
Not
let's
too
see,
sure.
can we
If I
see
can't make it across, then I'll go
one of
ahead
these
and
hills up here, right there?
whip around the other side of the beach and
We'll rewind
try to
here.
get in there. Over there.
So right up in the hills right here. I don't know if this time it was there, but there was a. So we get the teepees, different like hut type structures, all made with the driftwood around here. And this is in the cut too. You got to kind of walk a distance to get to these areas. People, they do come to this area very, they usually stick to another side of the beach, but I would come here and yeah, you'd find these teepees and these huts and stuff and just awesome stuff there. And some of it really big sometimes. And one time there was in these dunes here, there was like a whole dugout. It was like a hut made into the dune. And yeah, it could have been people. Maybe they brought shovels and did that, but I don't know. It makes me wonder. And not far from here, again, there's been sightings all across 101 in these areas. Had mine a little further north of here. And so, yeah, this gives you an idea of where these remains were found. You can see all that
I just
driftwood
got a
probably comes
wood
from the
knock at the
river.
beach. That was weird. Trying to get to the other side here. Last time I brought my mud boots,
Humboldt
I might
County
be able
here.
to make it across. I'm not sure, but looks like something might be going on. Over there. Not too sure. If I can't make it across, then I'll go ahead and
So is this an area?
whip around the other side of the beach and try to get in there.
Yeah, I should have brought my muck boots. But yeah, it's something about that area. The structures go up and down. Uh, is it Sasquatches? I don't know. Very possible. That's my what is that? Alert Discord. Yeah, I got another little clip too that I was able to share from there.
A few minor additions to this one. I remember
And look,
mentioning
this I know to you is not going to look like anything, but there was something going on here, and it was interesting because it was right on the water. So there was a structure starting to be built, and I seen another one. There's again videos of this, and it was just like this one. It started off like looking like nothing first, and then eventually there was like a skeletal frame. It turned into a huge A frame, and eventually when there was something like there, like you tell, there was someone building something there. I went to check up because I would follow up on these spots, and things would go up, things would go down, structures being built up, or some would get knocked down. And so there was a pretty big one built, A-frame style. And that particular day when I went to go check it out, and I was like, oh man, there is something going on here, because I had been, every time I went, there'd be a little more, a little more. And at first, it didn't look like anything was going on there, but yeah, that would happen a lot. And there was a bun, there was let's say it like this, there was,
A murder of crows.
yeah, a murder of crows, and they were hanging out right on the structure. There's been people talk about, this particular birds, like they could be like warning signs for them, alarms. And yeah, for some reason, all that blackbird activity just, it was really weird, pretty strange. And they were all up on the structure. And I think they even threw a pallet in that one. You'll see that with Cosmic Sovereign Wildman's videos. He gets a lot of the beach structure videos, and you'll see where they'll incorporate a pallet. And I'm like, dude, where the hell did you get a pallet from? Like someone brought it, and you guys walked it all the way over here. So a lot of times, yeah, it's a driftwood, so it probably washes down through the rivers or washes up from the ocean. And maybe, but the pallets don't look like they've been, washed or bleached like the driftwood does. It's weird. But yeah, you get the random weird stuff on there, stuff that people find on the beach, and sometimes sandals and with bodysuits and just different weird objects. Sometimes it's a trip. But this is this area also. So just a little heads
Mentioning
up
that
there.
we got our
It might not
steeple
look
here.
like anything, but
And correct me if I'm wrong, Kev, or whoever out there, if that's not what you call it. But yeah, last time we noticed leans going up. This particular piece of wood with these branches sticking out.
this is
That's
that area,
new.
that mouth of
They
the
added
river
that on
area
top,
where I
which is
believe
pretty unique looking piece.
they found these remains we were just talking about, and
They
that's why
probably
we're
laughed
showing
at me
this here.
because this is where I fell. But anyway, it looks like, yeah, a few things are being added up down there. Maybe they're going to continue here. So, eye on that.
And so they say possible ancient burial site around there. Who knows? I never, off the bat, I can't think of anything that I may have found there that may pertain to something like that. But yeah, I'll think about it. What else we got going on? Want to make sure. Let's see, not missing anything on the shares here. Yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out. Whoever may be still here, chilling or sleeping, or who knows, doing something strange. Yeah. So I heard earlier we were talking about Oregon. Earlier today, Oregon came up a few times, and then I seen Jeremiah over at Bigfoot Society. Yep, Bigfoot Society on YouTube, on all platforms, TikTok and Instagram, and so it was a McKenzie. No, it was it McKenzie River? Yes, McKenzie River, Oregon. And I've been told about the McKenzie. There was one person, I've talked about this quite a bit, and there was one guy who was at the Bigfoot Days Festival in Willow Creek. Oh yeah, and that's always a fun time there. But yeah, this guy one time at that event and he pulled me to the side, and we are having a serious talk. And he was a trippy cat, had a weird hat on, and just had particular vibes about him. And I found him very interesting, and we had a talk about Bigfoot and where they might be at and this and that. And he was telling me about the McKenzie River. And today I was thinking about that again because Jeremiah's show brought that up. There's a couple Oregon cases. He's getting a whole lot of Oregon cases. And actually, he's been out there. And at the end of this show, he even kind of threw out, like, if you're in the Oregon area, and he specified Northern Oregon. But let me tell you something, Jeremiah. Southern Oregon is popping too, brother. So don't leave out the South. Uh, but I know there's a lot of action up north. The further north you go, the more action you get. I think it seems like. But yeah, he's gotten some experiences, and I could see he really loves Oregon, and I'm glad Oregon or treated him well. Let's say. And yeah, he's gonna be back. He's been promoting the what is it, Sasquatch Summerfest, and I haven't found anything for 2025. Seems like everything else is from last year, but um at the end of the show, he does put you could get a discount if you're interested in going to this. We'll see how it lines up for us this year. It is possible. You never know. And yeah, I would definitely love to attend this. This is more possible for me. There are other people I know that are having events, pretty big events as well. But they're happening in other states, and that's a little more difficult for me. Not at that level yet. I still need to make a friend with a private jet to be able to attend some of those events happening further out. But Oregon, that's home here too. Home skillet, just a little up north. And I hear it gets good at this festival. And there's been activity also. I guess they go and check out places. And again, we'll see if that lines up. And you get a discount using Jeremiah's code. You could just look him up. I think this might be his link here too. You could find him, Bigfoot Society. Salute to him and all the other homies out there. You know who you are. Thinking about you, dog. Thinking about you, homegirl. Yeah, I think about y'all. But here we go. Check this out. Hopefully they'll have something up, or maybe I gotta go somewhere else to check out maybe the latest 2025 Sasquatch Summerfest information. But I'm gonna be keeping this one in mind. Definitely. There's others going on that I haven't been to. Like what's the other one? What was it? It was Beachfoot. Yeah, I never went to Beachfoot. Just done the ones out of Humboldt, Bigfoot Days. Yeah, that's kind of my home base there. So, but yeah, I'll be putting that in my calendar, and hopefully we make it out to that. And then that led me to think of the Mackenzie River, and it made me think of that guy that I seen at the festival that time, and he was and we got into other talks like we do here. It got deep. I was like, man, this is good. And so I put that in my notes. I got to go to the Mackenzie River. This brother put me on. It's on my list. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think I might have figured out who this guy is. And Juliana, you're gonna trip out because I do feel it's him. And I'm gonna find out because I'm gonna send him a message and I'm gonna pick his brain, or I might find him when I head up there. And he's a local, Humboldt County local. And if I'm correct, then it's this dude here. We've actually been sharing both of these guys' channels. And let's see here. Boom. Here we are. All right. This is Peter Santinello. I always talk about him. Does amazing videos on YouTube. He's big time. He's up in the millions and he's killing it. He's been all over the world. And he recently did some videos. One of them was at a Humboldt. He did another series out of the Hoopa Reservation in Humboldt County. Went over to Mount Shasta, went over to another part of he went to Trinity County, went to Weaverville, did an episode there. We got ties there. Just it was amazing to see these places that I've lived in, and some of us still live there. And we love it up there, And so yeah, it was very powerful to see Peter do his thing out there. And actually Peter met with another Peter. out of the Hoopa Res. He's a brother, Hoopa brother. And yeah, in that episode they talked about the local Bigfoot, and the little people came up. So it was cool to hear about that. I'm glad Peter here asked about it. And so now all this stuff's flashing back, and I think homeboy Brett here, who's a musician and who gave Peter the tour of Humboldt County, and just it was an epic episode. We shared this out. Check it out if you haven't, and you get to see what Humboldt is like. And Brett is an amazing musician, a local cat, shares his story. He's got a YouTube channel as well. And I think that's the dude who was telling me over at the, now that I'm thinking about all this. So if it is, which I'm pretty sure it is, it's I'm gonna really trip out. And so Brett also dropped some recent. So he's a musician and more. And yeah, check out his channel. Watch out. I'll post or not post, but share his channel here really quick. Let's get out of here before we head out. Um, thank you all again. I was gonna give. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna run down the members that have been there. Got to give a thank you to them. And members, let me know if you'd like. You know, got something in mind, something specific, some old world building, something in LA you want me to check out, or maybe in the outskirts. It's a little tough with gas right now, but maybe stuff locally. We could go peep it out. And where is his? We're going to share Brett's channel really quick because he deserves it. And there's a music video that I'm going to recommend too, but I recommend his old channel. And there it is, Brett McFarland on YouTube. And there's that video there, Humboldt official music video. So that's a real powerful music video. And there he goes. He grew weed. And super rad channel there, super rad dude. Much love to him. And I think this is a homeboy who was telling me about the McKenzie River, so I thought I'd bring that up. We'll find out about that. um Also, before we head out, let's see, today I ran into the homie over at 7-Eleven. Yeah, the one that got a couple people got robbed outside of the other day. We were sharing. That's It's not funny, but it's just, geez, city. But I ran into a homie who I see there at the 7-Eleven. I'll show you his. So it says, it goes OG, and it's Neighborhood Classics on Instagram. OG Neighborhood Classics. And yeah, and we got to talking before because I seen him pull up with his bug, and I'm like, dude, I'm a Volkswagen bus head. I had a 73 for a long time. Da da da. Started talking, and since then we were like, say what's up, friends when we see each other there. And today I seen him, and he was saying he's got some buses, old buses for sale, like in the 60s. He's got a 59 or something like that too. I think Volkswagen bus. He's got all sorts of other stuff. And he's like, dude, come over to my truck. And I go, he's got, big bad Ram, and he had a box of his hats, and he blessed me with one. And he's like, here, bro. And so we got to talk and told him about the shop. And yeah, it looks like we're going to be networking on something. He's got some events coming up, and looks like we could get involved and vice versa. And so, yeah, stay tuned for some stuff coming up there. And looks like I got a possible source to, we're going to get one of those buses again eventually, hopefully start collecting those. I'd love to have more than one, like Fluffy out there. Who knows Fluffy, that comedian? I had no idea he had an amazing collection of Volkswagen buses. It's mind blowing. Lucky Fluffy. Anyway, all right, y'all. So it's 2 a.m. here. We've been rocking for a couple hours. I'm glad we were able to do this tonight. We'll be doing this again here maybe tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see how it goes at the shop. Uh, yeah. So we didn't look at the map, but just to give an idea to people, there's Mendocino. We've been talking about this coastal area here, and there's Lake County. So Mendocino all around here, Ukiah, Willits, Laytonville. Boom. Let's drop the dude right quick. Let's do a little 360 spin. Yeah, y'all get rest. Have a good night. And again, we'll be in touch here. Bless up. We'll smash the outro here in a second. And we'll be collecting more cases and see what makes sense. See how we could help and bring light to some of these situations. One love, everyone. Let's get the outro going here. Boom. All right.